Hi everyone, so I'm going to be cutting my soap that I just made yesterday. The first one on the block is Bewitched. They were easy to unmold, fortunately. So I was able to dry out the sides quite a bit this morning. Here's the inside. Put a botanical down just so it doesn't get too scratchy. So this one is scented in jasmine, frangipani. It's one of the solid perfumes that I do. The video for the making of this soap is posted on YouTube as well. The effect came out really nicely on this one. The white had thickened on me quite a bit, but the gold is still coming through really nice. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I think I used a different gold the first time I made it, and I chose a darker shade this time for more distinction. It's quite a pretty one. I'll have to shave these guys off. And I'll cut this little piece in half. For some more samples. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to clean this up and I'll be back to cut the next one. Okay, so the next one on the chopping block is the Green Man. It's a eucalyptus, spearmint, and kind of cologne-y fragrance that I had in my collection that I wasn't using for a blend or anything like that, and so I decided to make it. So it has two different greens and then a darker green with a swirl. Oh, a little piece of the paper got stuck. Didn't notice that when I took it out of the mold. Happens sometimes with the parchment. So I'm just going to give the ends a slice off. See some of the swirl inside. I really like the myth of the Green Man. There's a pagan author, Tillian Penry, that wrote a book about it I read when I was doing some research. That's her kind of spiritual path. She lives in Wales. And I just found it very fascinating. So if you're interested in just even for folklore or curiosity purposes, I highly suggest you watch her videos. I'm very interested in all kinds of different spirituality and just learning what other people believe, especially faith-wise. I find it very interesting, and I think it says a lot about us. Soap turned out a lot nicer than I expected it to. This green here on the outside is my go-to, and I usually either lighten it up or put a lot to make it darker, etc., or blend it with other greens because it comes out the nicest overall. But really nice. It's a really nice scent. It is quite a masculine one, but it's not very offensive to the nose or anything, like not too potent of a cologne smell. So I would say that if you're into more feminine scents or like delicate scents, it might even be one that you like, but maybe not. My brother-in-law uses quite a few of my soaps, and I did let him know that I made more what he calls man soaps for him. But I have a lot of people who buy these types of soap. I used a chopstick for the swirl in this one, so I put the bottom color and then the two other colors and then chopstick through that, so it makes like this really nice swirl. I should have the video of this soap up soon. So I have 2 samples of this guy. Here's the last piece. Anyway, so I'm just going to clean up and I'll be back with the next one. So the next one to cut is Sleeping Beauty. This guy is scented in a blend of lavender and chamomile. It's one that I get from my supplier pre-mixed, and we sell bath salts in this scent. It's quite popular. This is the second time I've made this soap, but I made it with a slightly different design this time. It's a very powdery, very sleepy kind of scent. The inside. So I used a blue, a purple, and a gray in this soap. Here's the top. I'll have to clean them off a little bit. I just kind of slooshed them around in the mold. It's one of these fragrances that thins batter, so you're not sometimes not able to do too many designs, but I think it's quite beautiful and it smells really delicious. I'm a big flowery soap person. It kind of looks like under the sea soap. That's not really what I was going for, but that's okay. It's quite clean, but we've had a little bit of a heat wave in Nova Scotia this week, and I am not a summer person, so I'm just looking forward to autumn. We have planned out our full autumn range as well, which will be coming out in September. And I'll be putting some sneak peeks out as we get on. I think we have 5 candles and 6 soaps so far, and I think 2 perfumes, but I'm still working on the perfume blends for that. But the soap and the candle blends, I have the notes written down and some of the scents blended so far, which is nice and getting ahead of the game. I should have used a chopstick for this, but I think. Let me know if you guys have been enjoying the summer, or if you are winter, autumn folks like me. I used to live by the seaside, where it never got very warm, maybe 2 weeks of the whole year. So I feel like I'm still acclimated to childhood seaside weather. Alright, well that's it for Sleeping Beauty, and I'll be back with the last soap. So the next soap and the last soap is the Seafarer, which is a dupe from a Jo Malone dupe that I bought on a late night scent purchase a few months ago, and just had to have it, and it's been sitting in my fragrance containers waiting to be made for some time, so I finally decided to make it. I'm going to turn the light on. It's a little better. The soap decided that the batter wanted to pour all over me, so we had a little bit of a soap batter incident, but all is well. I wanted it to look like roughed sea waves and like a pink top. Such a beautiful, earthy, salty scent. It has some glycerin rivers again. You can see it here. When you make soap, it reacts and makes glycerin. Conventional soaps, they usually squeeze the glycerin out to make a harder bar, and so often when you are buying homemade or handmade soap, you're getting the glycerin in there, so it's another reason to buy handmade, in my opinion. I also made the bars slightly bigger since I lost some of the soap batter. This is one of those ones that went thin as well, and it did rise slightly. I did have a video of making of the soap, but since I had the incident and my tripod fell over, I don't think it will be salvaged, but at least I didn't lose my telephone. I think it turned out rather nice. It has a blue and gray and white swirl. This is another one of those sort of masculine, but also for everyone scents. It just depends on kind of your scent preference, I suppose. But if you know of Jo Malone, I'm sure you'll know if this is a scent that you like. I find a lot of her scents are kind of for everyone scents. Here's the last bar. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put these on the curing shelves, and I should be posting more soap making videos in the next week or two. Stay tuned for more, and I'll be filming my autumn range as well. Thank you.